pressure.
What's going on? What's happening?
You know the guy that I've been dating for a while?
Yeah.
Brody?
He's been around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes.
So he like asked you, like it was
Yes.
like an official ask.
Did he say, do you want to go steady or do you want to be my girlfriend?
He said, Aurora, will you be my girlfriend?
Oh, wow.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Kody and Robyn's makeover, or their attempt to look like a happy family, keeps just falling so flat with this new season. And Aurora Brown, who at the time of this filming was apparently 22 years old, I believe she's now 24. And Miss Aurora is essentially telling her parents that she has a boyfriend. Now, the average 22-year-old woman doesn't need permission in order to have a boyfriend. They don't even need permission to date. Aurora Brown is not your average 22-year-old, and Kody and Robyn apparently still view her as a child. I don't know. Robyn says that Aurora's basically never really had a boyfriend before, or maybe she kind of had one in high school, but this is like her first serious boyfriend. And the guy, Brody, who seems nice enough. I don't have any shade for Brody here. I actually kind of feel bad for Brody because it kind of felt like he was being dragged into a situation that was very uncomfortable. And Kody was so awkward around him and competitive. It was really creepy. What I thought was even more interesting is that Kody is so obsessed with getting Robyn to be physical with him on camera that I'm starting to think that Kody can't handle the fact that Christine and David are so comfortable being kissing on camera and being affectionate with each other that he has to like tell himself that the reason why Robyn doesn't want to constantly kiss him on camera is because she's shy. What if Robyn just doesn't like him? What if Robyn just doesn't want to be around him? I mean, this woman had no problem kissing him on camera before. She had no problem getting physical with him before. In fact, for years, Robyn said the reason why Kody's marriages all suffered was because Kody couldn't be affectionate with any of his wives. Well, now he has the opportunity to be affectionate with a wife and she's doesn't have to hide it, and Robyn still doesn't want to be affectionate with him. I think if this would have been 15 years ago, maybe she would have been more keen to it, but I think Robyn is growing tired of Kody. And I honestly feel like this marriage is hanging on by a thread. And the fact that Kody was so desperately trying to prove to everyone that Robyn loves him so much didn't really work. And the scene between Kody, Robyn, and Aurora describing the new relationship, and then when Brody comes over to have Christmas with them, it's even more dramatic.
Does he give you that look that never mind, that's not a fair comparison. No, I want to know. Yeah, does he look at you with adoration?
I think so.
Does he look at you like you've seen me look at your mother? He does? He didn't ask me first. I'm just kidding.
It's a little different.
Say, can I be your daughter's boyfriend?
I don't know if you have to ask that.
No, I was...
Well, that was awkward, trying to compare as though your look at your wife is the most amazing love ever, and it's unfathomable that any man would ever look at another woman the same way that you look at Robyn. Kody, I think, is still trying to convince himself that he has this like undying love for Robyn, and that's why he threw his whole life away. And then Robyn is just like so awkward with him. I think Kody and Robyn don't even really have the same relationship that they once did, but he makes it all about himself. Now, the parts you didn't see were Aurora saying that, yes, Brody looks at her in a certain type of way, that when they were very early on in their relationship, he gave her this look of adoration, and that made her feel like, wow, this is going really fast. And then Robyn's like, you need to like get to know each other. Don't like rush into something. And then Aurora's like, yeah, I mean, we're just like, he's checking all of these boxes and we've been, praying about things, and, we're looking for the same things. And right now we're on this sort of path where right now we're sort of building towards that next step. So it's like we just became boyfriend and girlfriend, but he might actually become my husband type of thing. Anyway, Robyn then explains about how men in this culture, if they were still in polygamy, would have to ask Kody if he could talk to the man's daughter. But in this world, Aurora doesn't need permission. She never needed permission. And Kody is just so damn awkward that he is, I don't know, like on the one hand, he still says he's out of the cult, but then on the other hand, all of that indoctrination is still in him. It's just so weird.
Aurora very specifically said, hey, you're my dad. I want you to protect me in these dating situations. I'm the guy that's supposed to look at him and say, you know, like, my daughter's in love with you, but have you got any sense? Robyn's gone through a divorce and I've gone through 3. We're probably going to be pretty discriminating because I know what can happen.
In all honesty, I feel like when Kody says stuff like that, he's just lying, because I think he's trying to clean up the fact that he found out about Aurora being in a relationship and that he wasn't asked or consulted about the relationship ahead of time. But this is nothing new, you guys. Like, McKelty was in a whole relationship and never told Kody about it. Mitch and Aspen dated, and Mitch and Aspen weren't telling Kody about it until like way later. Same with Maddie and Caleb. So it's not like Cody's ever really had any say in who his daughters end up with. He's so hands off that he doesn't have that kind of relationship with them. And as much as he says that Aurora said that, it's so clear she didn't ask him about this at all and that Kody wasn't involved in it at all. But Cody's still going to find a way to make this so awkward, and it gets so awkward when Brody finally comes over and they trim a tree, not in their main area, but in the game room, and the tree is so small, and Kody wants to talk about chastity with him. Mind you, again, they're 22 years old at this point, and mind you, the two of them don't need Cody's permission about what they're going to do. It's very, yeah.
I get nervous when I come home from a trip.
Oh, just because it's been a while?
I guess.
You're funny. Every chance we talk about her romance, we talk about ours.
Because I'm relating. Hey, Brody, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
Good. Kids are excited to see you. Aurora's not, though.
Whoa, what? I said I was nervous.
So even Robyn is starting to notice that Kody is literally making Aurora's moment all about him. And she even seems a little bit annoyed by it. It's over the top how much Kody needs to be the center of attention. Now, fun fact, I made a post about a photograph that I found of Aurora. She and Brody were at a gun range or out shooting, and I was just curious about what kind of gun it was. And so immediately everyone assumed that I was like suggesting that she, shouldn't have this gun, which wasn't the question. And Brody actually popped up in my comments and he was like, hey, ma'am, that's my gun. This is the kind it is. This is where I got it, whatever. And he was so respectful. But so like he is an avid outdoorsman. He does have a ranch, I think in New Mexico. He's also in either like the National Guard for the Army or in the Army, because there was photographs on a carousel of the two of them and she was with him while he was in his fatigues. And he just seems like a very polite individual. And then I apologized to him because people thought I was calling him out. And he was like, no worries, no big deal. And then I sent him a message and was just like, hey, so sorry about that. And he was just like, again, very respectful and very nice. So far, I don't have any complaints about this kid. He seems like a good guy. He seems like he really cares about her. And honestly, if any of these kids deserve to be happy, it's the kids that have been so wound around Robyn for years that if Aurora can get some freedom, go for it. She's 22. She deserves to be an adult.
Look, there's mistletoe.
No, I don't know if it's mistletoe.
If it's got berries, it's mistletoe. Looks like mistletoe to me. Robyn is a little bit shy.
So cute. Now there's trees for Aurora and Brody. Aww.
Wait, what about trees for you and me?
What about trees for me?
I'm not shy at all. Because I'm not shy, I can be embarrassing, I think. And I don't want to embarrass her. I just like affection.
I finally understand what Kody means about when he says Robyn is shy. It means that Robyn isn't all over him physically all the time. She's not sitting on top of him. She's not kissing him. She's not slobbering all over him. She's shy to show her physical emotions towards him on camera. Like he suddenly wants Robyn to be on top of him, kissing him, and all over him now that they are together. And I think he underestimated, or I guess maybe he overestimated their relationship. And he thought they had this like great love affair that they really don't have. And in this clip and in this part of the episode, Robyn's honestly just trying to make this about her daughter and her boyfriend, not about her and Kody. But Kody needs to still make it all about him, which is so awkward. This is a man that can't handle the fact that the family that he has is kind of over him and not wanting him to be the center of attention. And you remember when Robyn said that the other ladies like handed him to me, basically? I mean, if you had to be around Kody all the time, and I know that was a lie when she said that, but if you had to be around Kody all the time, I'd probably hand him to you basically too, because he's so all about himself. Like he's, oh, look at this mistletoe. He's saying, I want a kiss. And she's like, no, that's not mistletoe. Saying, I don't want a kiss. He wants her to be on top of him while they're doing stuff with with her boyfriend, which again, why does she need to be showing you affection in the most mundane situations? If you have to force it to make it look like you have this physical relationship, it's not there. And I think again, he's doing this because Christine and David have this like love affair. That's my opinion. And then there's this like whole very awkward, obviously slightly scripted conversation about a pocket knife that Aurora happens to have in her back pocket. And Aurora says that Brody had given her this knife because she said that she had parents that were being very protective and they were being very worried about something. I guess it's like about him. And so he gave her a pocket knife. The whole story doesn't really make sense, but he said she could use the knife on him if she needed to, which it was such a awkward exchange. I felt like there was a lot of context here missing. And then Kody was trying to like parlay this whole conversation about a knife into chastity, which was so awkward.
So it's impossible to be involved with each other in a nature that's romantic without the potential of hurt. And that's when you get vulnerability, is when you're willing to take that chance, right? I say to these young men almost always, your job is to protect my daughter, even from yourself. When you're just dating, you're kissing another man's wife until she's your wife. And if she doesn't become your wife, you're kissing another man's wife.
So Kody, always one for tact, wants to have a conversation right in the open around his other children about whether or not Brody is having sex with his daughter. And he is saying that Brody needs to protect himself, from her, right? Being like, you're not going to have sex with my daughter. And Brody doesn't get it. I feel bad for him because honestly, Kody speaks in riddles and I don't expect Brody to be able to decode Cody's, speech. But this comment about kissing another man's wife, that's not even Kody. So that actually comes from their cult. And when they're taught about chastity in the EUB, they're told that they're not supposed to kiss another man's wife. They're not supposed to have sex with another man's wife. Basically, they say that a woman shouldn't be touched until she's married. And if you, the man, has the audacity to touch another man's property, you have betrayed that man and you've ruined that woman's purity for the next husband, right? Or the actual husband. So you're supposed to take care of it. The truth is that within the cult, this is used when young men kiss girls that are being groomed to be plural wives for old men, and they get annoyed at the young men for daring to kiss another man's wife. So it's really disgusting. And it's used. I've heard audio and I've watched video of them explaining how you're not supposed to kiss another man's wife. I've heard youth leaders in this cult say it to the people like, you guys shouldn't be kissing other men's wives. It's like it's reprimanding them. And Kody still is using this language. So it tells me that he still hasn't left the indoctrination of it all. And he still is holding on to that programming, whether he believes it or not.
When I'm protecting her from myself, I'm trying to protect her from being hurt by me.
Fair. Definitely fair, yes.
If you love my daughter, then you'll love her as much as I loved her mother, and I kept my hands off of her. The best kind of relationship is one that you're so cool with each other that if you don't keep dating, you still be friends. So that the next guy, if he's cool, would say, thanks for watching out for my girl.
This whole conversation is so awkward because in the real world, I don't know a lot of dads that act like this when they're, hanging out with their daughter's boyfriend, nor is it appropriate to have this kind of conversation about sex in front of your other children or even on camera. But of course, I'm sure Kody wants to show that he's, having the sex talk with his 22-year-old daughter and her boyfriend. It's very awkward, and kudos to Brody for just being cool about it. I feel bad for this kid. Whew, he's in for it. And what's also clear to me is that the comment about the treating her well for another man it just keeps creeping me out because I know this is what they use in the cult, and it's like he's trying to say to him that someone else might marry her, and so you might not be it, and it's like preparing her for her being pure and chaste and chaste. But here's the thing, like, Aurora's probably kissed boys before him, and it's probably not going to be the first time she's made out with a guy. I mean, obviously, it all just feels just like he's trying to prove something on camera. And then anytime Brody does say something that's like super kind or like sweet to Aurora, then immediately Mr. Kody has to like compete with Brody. So she's like, "Do you want to Robyn's like, "Do you want to celebrate Christmas with us?" And he's like, "Yes, I'd love to spend a special time with my special lady." It's sweet. And then immediately Cody's like, "What about me, mama?"
Definitely, yeah.
Really?
I feel like it's a special day and I'd like to spend it with my special girl.
Ooh. Hey, mommy. There you go. I'm like, hey, you want to spend Christmas with a special guy? Because I think you're a special girl.
So I am that guy now.
Oh, you are.
Whoa. Nice. Whoa.
Kody is a romantic person, and anytime he sees anybody being romantic, he wants to be romantic too with me.
And Robyn literally just exposed Kody right there because she said, anytime Kody sees someone else being romantic, he wants to then be romantic with me. And she says it's because Cody's romantic. But I beg to differ. I think it's because Cody's a narcissist. And if Kody sees another couple getting attention, like Brody and Aurora, and they look so sweet, he wants to have the attention back on him. And he wants everyone to look like, no, look, my love with Robyn is the better one. Oh, look, no, I want the attention back on me. Oh, mommy, is this what we're going to do? Like the affectionate part. It goes back to what I said before is I feel like he's doing a lot of this because he's trying to prove to everyone that his relationship with Robyn is just like Christine's relationship with David, and that his relationship with Robyn is just as sweet as Aurora and Brody's relationship, even though they have a brand new relationship. He wants to have like the same level of validation from Robyn. He's like begging her to give that to him. It's just, he wants more praise. It's ridiculous that this is how he's behaving. He can't just let them have a moment. He has to take over the moment for him to sort of prove to everyone that Robyn and he love each other and have this undying love. And ultimately, all I saw in this episode was that Kody and Robyn don't have that kind of love. In fact, I see Robyn doesn't have that kind of love with him at all, and she's over Kody.
I love it and I appreciate it, but it's just something that I'm kind of having to like untrain myself, I guess you'd say.
She's careful. For so many years was like, careful, don't show the world that we've got this thing. Marriage is a contract. So if you find a deal breaker, you got to get out. But why don't you find the deal breakers before you get married?
So that was the episode of Kody and Robyn. I actually felt bad for Aurora and Brody because it was all about Kody. It became all about Kody and Cody's lack of boundaries when it comes to Robyn. Robyn obviously doesn't really find Kody all that attractive because she's trying to rebuff his attention and affection constantly while blaming it on the fact that she used to be a sister wife and she's not used to it. I call BS because if you were comfortable in your relationship with him, you would have no problem and you wouldn't care, right? But she's not that into him. And Kody wants her to be all over him because he's a narcissist, I guess. I don't know. Or else he wants to prove to everyone that she loves him. I kind of feel like Robyn has buyer's remorse at this point, and Cody's like, why did I throw my whole life away for this lady? But yeah, that's Cody's awkward relationship, and Robyn exposes him for competing with basically everyone. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, bestie.